Hello everybody. In this video I'm going to talk about metrics and how we can log them using mlflow. In the previous video I talked about parameters and the different methods that we have in mlflow to log parameters. Now we are going to talk about metrics. So let me share my screen to show you the code. And here we are in our coding environment. So the syntax or the method that we can use to log methods is quite similar to the syntax that we were using when we were logging parameters. In this case, we use a method called log metric. The arguments in this case are going to be the name of the metric as a key, um, the value of that metric as the value. So it's also a key value pair. So let's run this code to see what happens. Python mlflow tracking, and it's going to create a new run here. Okay, yes, here we are, and we have magic one, in this case 24. Let's look at the interface, user interface, to see how it looks. So let's refresh it. Okay, 24, we have a metric here. In that run we were not logging or tracking parameters, so for the reason these fields are emptied. Now let's see other ways to log parameters. Basically, let's go to this branch and let's check this code. Let's say that we want to log more than one metric. We can use the syntax. Basically, it's the same method with different metrics. Let's run this code to see what happens. As you can imagine, mlflow is going to create another folder with a different run, and here we are. We have four metrics in this case. Now let's take a look at the user interface to see how it looks. How does it look? Refresh. Here we are. We have four metrics in this case: metric 1, metric 2, metric 3, and metric 4. And again, we are not logging parameters, so these fields are emptied. So let's take a look at the last way that we have to log parameters in mlflow or with mlflow. This is basically using a different method called log methods. Notice that that's different. This one is different from the previous. In this case, I'm using a plural. The idea is that we can log dictionaries using this method. So instead of passing a key value pair, we are going to pass a dictionary, and this dictionary is going to have um, the key values that we need. Metric one key as a key, and value one as a value, and so on. So let's run this code to see what happens. As you can imagine, it's going to create a new run. Python mlflow tracking, and here we are. Again, we had the same four metrics. Let's take a look at the user interface, mlflow UI. Let's refresh this. Okay, I have a new run and I have the new metrics. So this is really useful. Let's say that we were experimenting with scikit-learn or TensorFlow, and we decided that accuracy was a good idea to use, to measure the performance of our model. So we started using accuracy. Then, with more experimenting, we decided that that method was not useful because maybe something happened at the business side or something like that, and we needed to use more metrics. So we could add those metrics using mlflow, and we can run more experiments with those metrics. So that's everything for today's video. The next video is going to be about artifacts. We have to know about artifacts and how we can use mlflow to log them. So thank you for listening to me to attend this video. See you there.